Hi everyone, welcome to the introduction. What introduction? Hi everyone, welcome to our wedding live stream, the wedding of Clara and
Me.
Martin. We decided to make an introduction video so that you can kind of get to know our relationship a little bit better, especially for friends back in Singapore and, well, around the world. If you haven't met Martin before, this is Martin. This is my husband to be. And there is a cat behind us. We put together some questions to talk about our relationship so that, yeah, there will be something for you to watch at the beginning of this live stream before the actual ceremony starts. Okay.
That's a nice idea.
So maybe we'll start with the conversational questions. How long have we been together?
It's hard to say exactly. I don't think we have a date precisely, right? But kind of end of April.
End of April 2014.
Which also means that we never had a real anniversary date.
Yeah, we don't have an anniversary date.
We
just
discussed it kind of. Sometimes we thought about it.
Okay, how did we meet? We met on a dating app called Tinder. Harini was the one who encouraged me to go on the dating app.
My friend Sagar, yeah, he talked me into trying it out once because I was really apprehensive to use this kind of app. You were my only match, actually. We just met and... No, you weren't the only match, but the only one I met.
Mm. Yeah. Oh, tell them how you came to be in Singapore. He's from Germany, duh.
Yeah, I was looking for... I was just about to finish my bachelor's and I was looking for just some opportunity because friends of mine suggested that this might be a good time going for internship somewhere abroad. Yeah, so I was looking into it and I found something coincidental. I didn't know nothing about Singapore, like really. I didn't know from the beginning where exactly it was or how many people lived there, that it was a city-state. I didn't know that. Yeah, it was an amazing time.
Yeah. What was your first impression of me?
I was kind of curious to just learn how, I don't know, just learn anything really about daily life. I think I asked you very general questions sometimes and you seemed very sophisticated. Somehow you had an opinion on a lot of like...
Politics.
Political questions and somehow you gave me this like a tough reporter vibe, which I liked.
My first impression of you was that you were really tall, you were a little bit shy, and very genuine, I suppose. Yeah. I wanted to take your hand. I held your wrist, and then you said, you can hold my hand if you want, or something like this.
Yeah. I even remember we were crossing the street to the Esplanade when you were grabbing my wrist, I think.
No, it was...
No.
It wasn't.
We were just crossing the street. You were grabbing my hand because of the cars.
Yeah, we were crossing a street, but it wasn't at Esplanade.
It wasn't?
It was at Bukit Batok, because I think I brought you to Bukit Batok or something. It was the street opposite the playground. Like the big playground with multiple playgrounds with the handlebars and stuff. Who proposed? I proposed in the form of a statement. So, yeah.
Yeah, there was no down on your knees.
No, I didn't go down on my knees, nor did I ask him a question. I just said, I think we should get married or something along those lines, right?
During that time, sometimes we were in like difficult spots and things were a bit unclear. Mm. So it took me a while also to get back to you.
End of last year.
Yeah, when we like this, when I just said to you that I also want to get married now. Mm-hmm. I don't think that was the same day at all. I don't even think it was the same week.
The one I'm remembering is the one where he just said, okay.
I don't even remember that. Yeah, it was just someday I just felt like, yeah, this is like the way to go. This is the way to go. And then I think I told you, I just went up to you and told you. It wasn't that you told me again that you want to get married and asked me, Clara, how are you doing in Germany?
I'm assuming most of you already know. the kind of rough story of how I came to be here. Well, first of all, it was that we met in Singapore, and I did want to pursue a relationship with Martin. And I also did want to start a master's in sociology, and so happens this particular town in Germany has a good master's program that is available in English. And so yeah, that was kind of how that idea started. And eventually we kind of worked out the details, and so I moved to Germany in Bielefeld. And at first our understanding was that he would be in, was it Tübingen?
No, my bachelor's was in Tübingen, but then I wanted to go for a master's in Lübeck.
Lübeck. So he wanted to do a master's in Lübeck in, was it natural science informatics?
That was informatics and biology.
Okay.
Like,
he went there, and then it kind of didn't really work out, and so he looked into Bielefeld, where I was going to go, and he found a master's program there, which he felt more comfortable with.
yeah.
Is that natural science informatics or
Yeah.
anything else? I came to Bielefeld. We started our masters together. Right off the bat, we were living in the same apartment, and yeah, as you know, first time I came here, I was very optimistic. I was quite cheerful about everything. Slowly as time progressed, I realized that I wasn't coping as well as I thought I would, and there were a lot of kind of culture shocks, feeling that I didn't belong, the language barrier, also the factors of being non-Caucasian in Germany. I think I went into this period of feeling like, you know, this isn't going as well as I thought it was going. And when I came here, I was like, oh, I'm really confident everything's going to turn out fine. And then I kind of sort of lost my footing, and that's when it went downhill. So I fell into a severe depression for quite a while. It took me a really long time to kind of accept that I had depression and that I needed support and help. And Martin was the one that pushed me to go and see a counselor, and eventually we found one. And of course, you know, just meeting the counselor for the first time, a therapist, meeting a therapist for the first time, it wasn't like, you know, that's going to solve everything. There were so many different things we had to consider, like medication and going through the therapy. It has been a work in process, and I guess I'm not entirely back to the way I was prior to this depression, but I do feel a lot more like my old self. Not entirely, because I still have, you know, bad days and things like that, but I feel like I'm closer to my old self than I've been in a really, really long while. What has been the most difficult part of this relationship? I'm asking all the serious
Yeah.
questions.
There were different phases of very difficult parts, I think. It was hard to understand when we first arrived here and everything went quite well, and then all of a sudden it didn't anymore. And it was hard to understand where it was coming from. It was hard to understand it wasn't just you being dissatisfied with being here or living here, and our relationship perhaps also. But there are very different things also. At that point, I didn't know it was depression. I didn't understand that, you know. I mean, I understood that you were unhappy here. You weren't satisfied with yourself somehow. Yeah, a big portion was perhaps uncertainty with where we were going. But it was so disabling.
That it wasn't just one particular thing that was bringing me down, and that it was isolated to the being in Germany. That there were many different factors from my life prior to Martin, which contributed to why I, you know, was having a hard time dealing with certain things.
Yeah, and accepting that too, I suppose. That was also hard or difficult. Yeah, accepting the uncertainty that comes with it.
What are the things I do that annoy you?
You never normally ask me that question.
I
You
think
ask me
that-
on the camera. Sometimes you get up in the morning, and when you're up, it feels like you're forgetting that other people may not be up yet. And you stomp around, and you open the doors, and I mean, you have the tendency to be already very loud. And if there's a question on your mind, then you just ask me without being maybe having a soft voice on. Yeah.
Okay, so I have to answer. What are the things that you do that annoy me? One thing that annoys me is leaving the bathroom window open when it's really cold. That one annoys me.
After I shower in the morning.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, true.
Putting things in high places where I can't reach. Yeah, further back when I was upset, he would try very hard to get me to explain the situation as to why exactly I was upset and really kind of analyze my thought process. And at that time, and still now, I guess, sometimes I find it really difficult to go through that, to explain myself and explain my thought process. Sometimes I don't even know, I'm not even conscious of it, and it will take me a really long time to figure it out. And when I'm under extreme stress, trying to think of it analytically makes me more stressed. So that wasn't a good combination. So that would annoy me at that time. Now it's getting a bit better. I'm trying a little bit harder to be a bit more self-reflective and maybe more open to talking about it after the fact. And he has kind of toned down the questioning part of it. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're kind of trying to meet in the middle a little bit more, so that's better. So what are the things I do for you that you appreciate?
I really like feedback from you whenever it. Well, honestly, in every aspect, I can really appreciate any. Like, you usually have really good thoughts on many things. Okay, now when I look into the room and see all these things, when we only recently we tried to renovate our place a little bit, set up new furniture and everything, and almost all of them initially you looked out, and then maybe together we selected the ones that really we both liked. But I really like your initiative in that sense, and your taste too. I don't think that I have bad taste, but I think yours is better.
No, I think you have good taste. I
I just think you like you have this. I mean, this is again with the taste. It's kind of like the timeless flair and everything. That's really good. I like to go there.
Thank you.
Your feedback on anything really when I want to reflect on a conversation or something that I had with someone else, or there's a political topic in my mind or something that I really want to figure out. Sometimes I annoy you with that. I know that I ramble on about it for too long, but in the end, yeah, you just have really good thoughts on many things, which I really like. I appreciate that. I think without that, I would be missing that.
Okay, so what are the things that you do for me that I appreciate? It's like when he brings home snacks, like croissants or something from the bakery when he's out. I always like those things. And yeah, I think at the same level, I also do appreciate his kind of thought process and his feedback and input. Sometimes when I'm quick to, I don't know, get really riled up about a situation, he's able to give this kind of perspective that makes it more kind of neutral and not as heated. For example, if I'm complaining about someone that was rude to me in a store or something, he will say, "Oh, maybe that person just had a bad day." That's just kind of
It's like apologetic, non-conflicting. It might be
no,
not
but
be good, but it's just
it's a perspective that kind of de-escalates the situation a little bit.
that's good. Yeah, you do that too.
So we do that for each other. Okay, so this one was from Mars. What is one song that reminds you of me?
There's the ding dong, ding dong song. How's it go?
The heart goes ding
bells go ding dong.
ding dong inside my heart.
Yes. Good morning, good morning.
We've talked all night through. Good morning, good morning to you.
Yeah, you would always set your alarm when we would go to Tioman, and that was the song that would bring.
Yeah, that's from Singing in the Rain. Good morning.
I don't think we have like that's our song, darling.
No, we don't have our song. We have songs that we both like.
Do you have anything that reminds you of me?
There was this song that we listened to when we were traveling to Tioman, on the bus. It was a German song.
Oh.
I don't know what it's called. It's got a guitar at the back.
Clouseau.
Yeah. Was it Clouseau?
Clouseau.
It was it's like a sad song.
Yeah.
Okay, then it's that one.
Yeah, that was
that
a
song.
song on my phone back then. Yeah.
Not so much that the song embodies his character or anything. It's just that that was a moment I remember. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty much it. Those are all the questions we have. Also, if you want to know why we're doing a wedding, we had initially planned to get married in Singapore next year. That was what we were thinking. And then COVID came around and I had some complications with my visa. So we decided to just do it a little bit earlier. Yes, we planned to have a celebration in Singapore with my family. And for all of my friends in Singapore, we will meet up with you somehow. To all of my international friends out there who aren't from Singapore or Germany, some of whom I've not even met in person before, I really hope to meet you one day. Louise, we might be able to have a trip together next year. Hopefully that will happen.